My Gavan and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Adak here, Galadriel, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Dol Amroth. This is episode, I can't remember, 17, my gut wants to tell me, but I can't quite remember. Now, something that you'll be noticing immediately before we dive into this episode is that none of my cities are visible on the map, and that is because it is the only thing I've been able to do, and I've just done about 40 minutes worth of trying to find the problem as to why my game was crashing, and the only thing that seems to have resolved it is by just simply cutting out the visuals of the Gondorian cities. So that is something that we are going to have to look into on behind the screens. But quite simply, it was now at the point where if I just merely moved the camera to this area, the game crashed instantly. So something is going on with those Gondorian cities. So I've cut them out, and it's fortunately now not crashing. But it does mean that the rest of this campaign will be played with invisible markers where our cities used to be. I'm afraid you'll have to put up with that because it's that or no campaign at all. I'm really disappointed and really quite irritated, and at the moment, even in my actual main build, I simply cannot load up a game as Dol Amroth in my current version 5 build, but that could be totally unrelated. But it's something that we're certainly going to have to address and look into, and unless I'm the only person with this bug, in which case it's just some oddity with my computer. But anyway, for now, fingers crossed, we won't get campaigns crashes. I've been zooming the camera around here for about 40 seconds before I started, whereas previously it was crashing literally within seconds, under a second. As soon as I came to this area, it was just crashing. But now it hasn't. So we can carry on. So, much of our campaign now rests upon can we support Gondor. Mordor have taken Fanwulond, they've taken Brethil in the north, and their armies are swarming in. I can assure you of that, because I've had to do a couple of toggle fog of war tests. And they're really coming. So they're coming for us hard. Khand, of course, is still streaming across the river and hitting us, and our latest fight is against Shahryar here. But we've got a nice army in the support of Carmen, and we've got Adrian the Mighty, our fantastic faction leader, aged 84 now, who is still fighting his way to victory. And we will crush this Variag army, which is a lot of cavalry archers. So we've got to try and bait them to somehow get across the bridge, and I don't know how we're going to do that. We've got a lot of forces in forts over here waiting to support, and of course an army is moving over to assist at Anulod, where I'm undecided as to what I'm going to do about Sakalur. Because I'm not sure that we have... we definitely don't have enough to meet him in the field now, and if he attacks us in the castle, we'll die. So actually, I already know what I'm going to do. We're going to run away. As I say, we can't actually meet him on the field, so instead we will pull back where he can't reach us, and we'll link up with Malak on the next turn, and then we'll be able to hopefully catch him in the city and kill them like we did in the last episode. And then that's finally killed off the Ardenaim here, because Starogrondos garrison has been completely emptied in order to ensure the recapture of Anulond. But for now, our attack must turn on Khand again, Shahryar. Now, we outnumber them significantly, and the auto-resolve, as you can see, is in our favour. We are going to turn that off so that we can control Adrian, and it is just about, can we utilise the bridge to our best? It's the best of our advantage. Can we utilise the bridge to our advantage and not to theirs is what we must try now and do. And much depends upon that. Now, I'm recording this video in my lunch break. I'm currently in training today, and I'm at home watching an all-day lecture today, tomorrow, and Friday. So I'm recording this in my lunch break. So unfortunately, I cannot go beyond the time that I have because I've got to go back to the lecture. I could, of course, record later afterwards, but I like to try and do recordings in one sitting where I can help it. So that's what I will try and do again. Now, what we will first of all do is just pull the entire force back, and then we'll assess and we'll wait for our reinforcements to come in, because they'll send most likely their cavalry archers after us. So what we can try and do is lock down their cavalry on the bridge with ours, which will give our foot units a chance to catch up behind. So we are going to start back here, and we're going to wait for our reinforcements to come in. And we'll see what Khand does, because my gut tells me they will just line up on the other side of that river and won't cross the bridge. Which looks like they are doing that. Yeah, so they're not going to risk coming across that bridge in any event. So we don't have very many archers, but the two that we do, or three, we've got Thilian Rangers as well, fantastic. All three of you are going to come down here and hopefully start raining hell on them, which might get them to come over. We'll have to wait and see. Our pike units, no few and far between. You can form a group. We'll move you closer. And then we've got spear units as well coming in behind. Spear units can come behind the pikes. The pikes are more important. We've got a few cavalry units, but they're not of any use really, but we will hold them by, as we say, in case we want to charge down anything the enemy tries to send. And then the rest of the units can form a line. It's proving a little challenging at the moment to move and press the keyboard because Callie the cat is sitting on my lap and she lays on my arm as like it uses it like a pillow. And it makes it very challenging to use the keyboard. But that fix, I'm pleased actually, to be honest. I'm pleased to have learnt why my game was crashing, and it's obviously now that I know that it's something to do with the Gondorian strategy models, specifically related to their towns and castles. We can at least then try and pinpoint what is actually causing the problem. But previously, when I just had no idea why it was crashing, it was causing a pain, and it was really frustrating me. Of course, we've still yet to actually fix it, and the crash is totally random and completely... we've never had this before. And there could be any number of reasons as to why that is crashing, but it is, for me, the first time I've ever had a recurring crash whilst playing Divide and Conquer that wasn't a bug that was easily fixed. So normally if there's a crash that happens every time, all the time in one location, it's normally because you've not set up a unit entry right, or you've failed to upload a texture or something like that. Because if you don't upload a correct texture, the game will just instantly crash because it can't find what it's looking for, and it just shuts down. But with something like this, where it's just crashing by just panning the camera around, I've just never had that. And it is even the sort of bodge job that I've done to fix it doesn't really fix it, because it does not explain in any way why it is doing it. So it's just a pain in the neck, really. Now what I've just noticed is our archers, rather than causing the enemy to come at us, what they have done is we've rather soundly and nicely, we have forced the enemy back. So the enemy is running away from the bridge rather than coming across it to shoot at us. And we are taking some losses from their general's unit. That's not shooting at us, but that one is. But the horse archers are over there. And then most of their horse archers are up here. But of course, if we can get across the bridge and start attacking them in melee, their horse archers won't do anything, because they'll stop shooting because they never shoot themselves. So that's going to be a key factor here today. If we can utilise the AI's bizarre choices. Again, it's all about just can we utilise the AI's cheese against it. Look, they're bringing the archers forward, but they've waited way too long, and we're going to get right across this bridge before they get anywhere near us. As I say, look, they won't shoot whilst we are fighting them. And so they've completely nerfed themselves. Come on. Get across there. Don't let yourselves get shot at. Although, having said that, we are getting massacred, so something is shooting us. So all of our pike units have just died. Just run everything across. We just got to catch them all now then. I'm not really sure what happened there then. Other than times playing, it looks like the AI has continued to fire, and you guys are shooting at us as well. That's never helping. Don't shoot at our own units, please. Right, run them into position. Our reinforcements are coming across the bridge as we speak. No, we are getting shot. That is what has killed us all. Oh, well, that's a load of pike units down again. But then what we need to do is, once we've finally beaten these Kurdish armies back, is stand on the bridge. If we can force Khan to attack us with the army that we've got here on these bridge battles, we'll absolutely massacre them. And also, we will take a lot of losses here, which is disappointing, but we've totally negated their cavalry bonus. They haven't been able to charge into us properly, really. And we've caught some Variag Lancers over there, which is good. There's some Wind Riders that aren't really doing anything over there at the moment as well. Just trying to get these guys out, but we don't want them to then get shot. Right, our own cavalry. If I can get you to come and assist shortly.
Only half the enemy force remains.
That'd be really handy. No one in defensive mode. You're going in. You've caught those infantry, that's good. Pikemen go and assist over there. Pikemen go and assist over there. Javelin troops are finally throwing. Throw whatever you can. Good, strong, brave lads. Ah, Toktoa has died, their second general, but their main one hasn't yet, and he's probably over there somewhere shooting at us. Which is where we will then play our trump card. Our cavalry. We've only got a little bit of cavalry here today, but a little is better than nothing. Right, you keep going, keep chasing down those units over there. You go with them. Right, let's keep it at ×6, because it's going to be slow and boring otherwise. They're running away. Wind Riders have canned. Go and support our general there. Nice. Right, let's get our other cavalry unit across and let's get our general away. What just happened to Adrian? Why did you just lose about 15 people? Where's our cavalry? I do hear the tower ring. I have need of you now to go and catch that chasing archers. There we are. So again, we've probably taken more losses because I often play at ×6, but I am what I am, and I shan't change that. But otherwise, a nice sound victory, and now we can stand on that bridge. I mean, we've only lost 30%, and many of those will heal, but now it's just the actual general hasn't routed yet. But he will not fare well against a full battalion of Knights of the Tirithayar. They are excellent cavalry slayers, particularly armoured cavalry. Although I think we're going to have to wait for this guy to fire all of his arrows before we can actually kill him. So there's 4 of them, but because they're just roaming around, they're desperately trying to skirmish. Aha, we finally caught them. Yes, kill him, kill him. Yes, down he goes. 837, that's more than 30%. 23% apparently, 837, 2,000 we came to the field with. They killed 1,000 of us and we healed some. But we did lose a lot more than I would have liked. But it's a bridge battle. You're always going to lose people. 173 Tirithayar wardens. Hardly any of them survived, but they managed to get the most kills. That's interesting. But now we can stand on that bridge, which is the key point. But what we need to do is the secondary army coming through has to help Gondor. There is a huge Mordor army. There are about 6 huge Mordor armies standing around Brethil at the moment. And we just can't let them stand there. We need to kill them. Oh, no. Right, so the game crashed again when it was loading back to the campaign map, so removing the towns has limited the effect of the crash, but not removed it. I am putting you all on warning, therefore, that as of right now, there's a very real chance this campaign is never going to conclude, because I think it might crash before we get to the end. I'm now expecting it to crash as we just generally move the camera around. I have absolutely no idea what is crashing it. I'm going to have to do some real research. But I don't even know where to begin. This is a complete loss for me. So it crashed, so I auto-resolved, so we actually only lost... Well, I auto-won, so we actually lost about 400 that time instead of 800, which is a bit better, but I'm at my wit's end, so I'm not too bothered, to be honest. So, as I say, we're going to move everyone that's important onto the bridge. Merge together what can be merged, and that's where you shall stand. We still make money, which is good. Got a few units that can be retrained. Gondor are coming through there, and we've got those 2 armies that we can maneuver in a moment, but we need to end the turn first. Otherwise, I think that is it, so we can just go ahead and end the turn. I'm very disappointed, because obviously then basically what I assume is happening is that there is just so much on screen that the game is rapidly reaching its RAM limit and crashing. That is my gut instinct. And so by cutting away the Gondorian cities, they aren't actually the problem. The problem is that there's just so much on screen, but removing those towns at least means it doesn't have to render them, which makes it a touch easier for the game to handle it. That's my gut feeling. Right, our first proper bridge battle, and it's against the Orcs, and they've got nothing really for us to be afraid of. I don't think they have a single archer unit in that entire army. 1 javelin, and that's it. Right, yeah, so this should be a nice and straightforward, simple win, really, if we can set up on the bridge in time. Right, welcome to the battle map then. It crashed again loading into this battle. I really am very concerned. This campaign is on the way out. What I think I'll do is record the rest of today's episode, and because today's episode is basically just going to be this battle, unless Mordor breaks really quickly. And then I will look into seeing if there's anything at all that I can do to stop this constant crashing. Otherwise, I'm afraid I think this, just something about this particular setup may be broken, because I don't really have this problem on my version 5 build, although it crashed today, but I think that's an unrelated crash because something's missing from the... I haven't copied everything across from Dropbox because I only copied one file yesterday because I was doing an edit. So I think that's unrelated, and I don't have this problem normally in my version 5 build, as I say. So I think what I would probably do, I will look to see if I can salvage this and do some tests, and if I feel confident that it can be salvaged, then we will just carry on. And if it cannot be salvaged, what I think I will do is pop it out to a vote to you all to say, do you want to see me play Dol Amroth again, but on version 5 with all the new stuff that's in version 5, on a build that we hope won't constantly crash, or would that just be too much Dol Amroth, and is it too hard to watch a reborn campaign when we know what has been and how enjoyable this has been so far? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. First of all, I hold out hope that I can salvage this. I do hold that hope, but we just have to wait and see. We really do. Oh, they don't have any archers, do they? So why am I doing that? Don't do that. But I think you archers probably will be better if you do go over there. Right, for the start, don't be in that mode. Oh, you can lay stakes. No, don't do that. Don't be in that mode, because I want to run you to the bridge. So all of you just run to here for now, and then we'll maneuver you as and when necessary. And then we've got some spear units, so one of you can go on the side there. And I think we could just form a sort of secondary ring with the spear, or the second line. And then these are our elites that we're going to use to punch any kind of holes that we've got. And of course we've got the javelin troops who can stand further back and assist with punching holes when they've finished with their arrows. Right, in we go there. Right. So, there you walk down that line. So the pikes, if you can. Form a second line of pikes there. And the halberdiers do the same. Form a line there. And you're all in defensive mode. And the amphilas pikemen are being offered up as something of a sacrifice at the moment. There we go, look, they've done it again. They just never line up how you tell them to in front of bridges. It's really annoying. So, in order to actually ensure that we shut down the bridge, we're going to push them forward. Which, to be honest, is actually a really... As much as you'd think that's the best tactic, it's actually often the worst. Because the mass stats of the enemy pushing through just totally crushes your line. And you lose all defensive bonuses. But it depends on if they've got... it will happen. It absolutely will happen. That they will just push through our line. But it's likely to come after... it is likely to come once the full army arrives, and then they've got their entire mass to push into our pike unit. It will hold valiantly, but as you can see, much of our line is dropping. Our javelin troops have fired off everything they have to offer. Oh no, when we got you who had come in from the city. Let's get you forward as well then. I may well, in fact, actually put a poll up on this episode, because... But no. I might as well wait and see. So I will go away and do what I can to try and see if I can salvage this campaign and stop it from crashing, so that we can carry on, because this is such a fun campaign. And if I can't salvage it, then I will post a bespoke video. It'll only be about 5 minutes long, just saying, look guys, I'm sorry everyone, it went, I couldn't save it, there's nothing that I could do. What do you want to happen next? And then post a vote. But until that time, we can at least fight this battle, and then hopefully I can just get something out of this. I'd be so disappointed if we've lost this campaign to a crash. And such a bizarre crash as well. Oh, it just drives me up the wall. But I will look into it. Right, we've lost 2%. They've lost 14. That's not bad at all, is it? But look, at absolutely swamped by our enemy there. Let's speed it up as it is just them ploughing into us. Our archers have not finished firing, but seem to be refusing to fire. So if you could target those black Uruk halberds, and you fellows at the back there, please do throw javelins. This is the biggest issue with Med 2, is just trying to make the game actually do what you want it to. In later games, they solve this problem by... Because it is right that your archers should stop firing at an enemy when it then is in battle with your own units. That makes sense, because then if you're watching somewhere else, you don't want your archers to be targeting and killing your own units. But of course they do it at the most inopportune moments, and in later games they solve this problem by giving you an attack ground feature, but of course Med 2 just doesn't have that yet. So you have to wait. Right, all the units here. No one in defensive mode. Charge everyone in. Let's really surround them. The archers keep firing. You've got that nice little bit of a hill there where the orcs are just posting themselves prime for the targeting. But we are running out of arrows. Now, the Athelian Rangers are our best archers, of course, far and away. And then the Blackroot Vale and then our own. But it's just a mass. Yes, Captain Lunrat has gone down. Not that that will make any difference whatsoever. But it will... because they're all grouped together and they haven't lost that many yet. If we can get them to rout. But we need... See, when that general dies, if you charge into the unit almost at that exact moment, often you can get a mass rout. But it requires you to actually have the ability to charge into your enemy. So right now, for example, I'm sending all those units in. And there are a few units in there that are wavering and running away, but many of them are fighting on.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Let's try and get a cavalry charge as well. Often that gets some more units running away.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favor.
Ah, yes, look, so many of them have died now that it stopped lagging. That's when you know you're really winning. Well done, everyone. We did get them with the mass rout in the end then. Fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. Now, I'm almost certain that the game is going to crash when we end this battle. And even though the video is likely going to be only about 20 minutes long because of this, I am probably going to stop after this battle, whatever happens. Because of all the finagling and fangling around, it has meant I've run out of time. And I don't want to record an extra 5 minutes worth of footage after when I'm finished later. So it's just going to be a shorter video. We're at a bit of a crossroads with the video, so I don't think it matters that it might be a touch shorter. I don't know why they haven't actually died. Well, I mean, I do. They haven't all run away. This unit has decided to... it isn't routing, it's decided that they can't win this battle and it's leaving. But I don't know why they do that. Why didn't you just rout? Everyone else routed. Why can't you just follow suit? But, oh, I'm so disappointed about all that crashing. I was so looking forward to recording today, and that has totally taken the wind from my sails because I just have no idea where to start with trying to stop that crash. And I do feel very strongly that we are probably going to have to decide what to do about this campaign. Whether to play as Dol Amroth again on version 5, or whether to just play as someone totally different. Right, 247 kills. Gondor Militia, what? Gondor Militia laying down the law today. That's absolutely insane. How did you get that many kills? 219 Athelian Rangers, that makes more sense. And then third place, there's quite a jump to then third place. It's 179, isn't it? Yeah, 179, Amrothian Pikemen. That's more like what I would expect. And here we go. Brace yourselves, everyone. It's almost certainly going to crash. I feel so demoralised. Oh, dear. I'm supposed to be showing you how wonderful this game is, and fantastic the mod is, and how stable it is. Oh. Oh, it didn't crash. What a glorious day. Kill them all. Oh, I spoke way too soon. Oh, way too soon. Well, on this very unceremonious crash screen, I'm going to end the episode. So I will have to go away and see if I can resolve this problem and get it fixed. If I can, Dol Amroth will return, and that will just be the next Dol Amroth video. And if I can't, then there will be a video saying, guys, it's over. What are we going to do? So until we speak again, dear friends, I'm really sorry, but Nevair Neden Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.